We have a jam packed show for you today. It is the preview show, and we are going to be discussing the final test, second test between South Africa and India. It is the final test of the series. So unfortunate that we only get two tests for this particular test series. We would have liked three, maybe, or maybe even four. Maybe I'm pushing it a bit, but we've got two. First one, obviously, ending with an innings and 32-run victory by South Africa. In 3 days, we beat India. It was a difficult wicket, of course, something that India kind of struggled with. Some of the South African batters struggled with it too. And bowlers really were helped on that surface. Had a lot to do with the pitch being under covers 4 days, 3 days before the time, or 2 days before the time, 48 hours before the time, and the pitch sweating a bit and not allowing the sun to the sun didn't have enough time to bake on the surface for it to open up cracks. And it depended on what day you batted, and we showed Dean Elgar in particular, the stand-in captain, really showed an amazing performance in that match, in his final test at his home ground, to show the people what he can still do, and left South Africa with a victory and the advantage heading into the second test. So on the show today, we're going to be discussing the first test. We're also going to be going through Dean Elgar's captain's press conference, and we're going to react to what he had to say. It is quite a long press conference, guys, so you're going to have to bear with me through that. I think there's a lot of amazing things that were said in that presser that you guys have to hear with me. So we're going to react to that as well. And at the end of the show, we are going to do our giveaway for the day one of the Newlands test. One lucky winner will be winning 4 tickets. We did run a competition on Instagram and Facebook for people to enter. We asked a question to the public, and they had to answer it. And then from that, we're going to put those names that have entered and got the answer correctly into a wheel, and a digital wheel, and we're going to spin it to see who has won the 4 tickets for day one. And I will then reach out to whoever has won the tickets on social media, on the platform that they entered, and discuss how we're going to get the tickets to them. So stay tuned for that, guys, and see who's won, and then go onto the social media platform after the show to see if I've contacted you regarding regarding the tickets that have been won. So before we get started with today's show, before we get going, there's a couple of things that I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos as well. We are so close to 5,000 subscribers. We need about 600 subscribers to reach that 5,000 mark. So guys, get to sharing. Tell all your friends and family that are South African cricket fans to follow this channel, because we are the one place that you need to follow if you are a fan or want to become a fanatic of the game or are already a fanatic of the game. This is your community. This is your place to discuss games, to discuss various topics in cricket. We have so much content for you to view if you are a massive cricket South Africa fan, or South African cricket fan, I should say. I'd also like you guys to please download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. We are busy with the SA20 edition, and we'll be launching that like we do every single year, like we did last year, closer to the SA20, so that our readers can get the best information, best quality out of the magazine as close to the tournament as possible. So we will be doing that very, very soon. You'll get a notification to your email when the new edition has been launched, and you'll also see us post on social media when we have launched the next issue. I'd also like to make a special announcement on today's show of something that we have launched recently, and then we are trying to really boost this and get as many people involved. This is how you're going to help us also stay relevant and alive in the cricket space. We have launched Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner. We've set up the Business Corner to help businesses market their brand, their products, and their services effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. If this is what you want to do, if you don't have massive budgets and you're looking to promote your business or get marketing for your business, we are the only viable option in cricket for you. So please, if you want to market to a cricket audience, please get involved with the Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner, get your free consultation, and start your discussion today. So go ahead to the link. It's in the description if you guys want to get started with regards to that. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm looking forward to discussing this with you guys. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your preview show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohideen, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the second test between South Africa and India. This is going to be a very exciting match. It is the final match of the series. South Africa is going to be looking for a win or a draw to clinch the series, and India is going to be looking for a win so that they can draw the series. So it is going to be a very entertaining clash between two very good teams. And I think South Africa is in a situation where they are holding the cards currently. I think that they are the guys that are coming off the confidence of a victory and a resounding victory at Centurion. And we're hoping that with regards to New Zealand, that we can get, with regards to Newlands, that we can take advantage of that as well. Um, Dean Elgar was very vocal and very honest in his press conference, and I think that it was quite a good press conference, in my opinion. I think that he gave a lot of great answers. Some of the answers he might not have answered directly, but still gave good answers for generally speaking with regards to South African cricket. So either way, we are going to get a a, a decent press conference to react to today. I was sitting in the front row. I did ask two questions. So that is something that I think is going to be good from that perspective. Let's start with the weather report and the pitch, etc. I think those are the first things that we need to discuss first and foremost, because that's going to determine a lot of things with regards to the test series. So, with regards to the weather report um, for Newlands, now I was at Newlands today, and I did a little short reel from the ground that I posted on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook, and it was scorching. Newlands was extremely hot. There were a couple of strips being prepared, and but the weather was ridiculously hot. And if you can look at this weather report right here that I've got in front of you, tomorrow is going to be a scorcher. No clouds in the sky, 27 degrees. Thursday is going to be 29 degrees, maybe a little bit of cloud cover, but not too much. Friday as well, very hot, a little bit cooler, 24 degrees, maybe a little bit easier to bat on that day. Saturday, it's going to be a little bit more overcast. The humidity is going to be quite high. There is a little bit of precipitation expected, but only like at the start of the game. 15% to 5% might be a light drizzle around the ground, but I doubt it will be affecting the match too much. And then on Sunday, again, 22 degrees, but no rain, but it is going to be quite windy and not going to be as hot. So going to be interesting if it's going to reach that final game. So that final day, it's going to be an interesting clash to see how it's going to develop. I think day 1 and 2 is going to be very crucial on how the teams handle the heat, how they handle the conditions, how they handle the pitch. From what I saw, when it comes um, to the wicket, this is the Newlands groundsman's first test, right? So we don't necessarily know too much about him and what is going to be offered. The only thing that we can see is from the previous games domestically that they've played there, the wickets have been decent. It did look a little bit greener today than usual. But if you take a closer look, there are kind of a little bit of brown patches and a little bit of slight cracks around. So it does look like it's going to be quite juicy for the seamers. Um, but I do think as the match goes along, I do think spinners are going to come into play. So I think it's going to be quite a balanced wicket. I don't think it's going to be spinner friendly, and I don't think it's going to be necessarily holistically spinner friendly. I think the spinners will come into play as the match goes along, as the pitch bakes a little bit, as cracks form a bit. Um, the spinners will come into play. So I think a spinner is going to be crucial for both sides. I mean, India already picked a spinner in the first one. Um, so we're going to have to wait and see how the wicket plays out throughout the series. But from my perspective so far, I think it's going to be quite a balanced match. I think it's a balanced pitch. I think it's going to be enough in it for both batters and bowlers. And I don't think necessarily it's going to be a wicket like Centurion, of course, that favored one particular discipline. This is the type of game where I feel that both teams, if they get stuck in and they do their things that they do best, they can really put in a performance that they're going to have to fight for victory, and really put in a performance that they can really be proud of. So, from a wicket perspective, it does look quite a good test wicket. So, I'm hoping for this test to obviously go 4 or 5 days, and we have a complete match for change, because we haven't had a complete test match for a very long time where we've seen all 5 days being utilized. It's all going to be how each team applies their discipline with regards to things like that. With regards to team news and updates, uh, it's a possibility that Jadeja, who missed the first test, could be um, um, could be available for selection for this match. But Dakur had a shoulder injury in the nets after the first test, but he's available for selection. Um, they have to decide what they're going to do with regard to Prasid, of course. And he didn't say, I mean, Rohit Sharma didn't say too much with regards to that in his press conference. Dean Elgar was also quite tight-lipped in his press conference with regards to selection, as we will hear a little bit later. We will hear in the press conference when I play it and react to it. But we do know that Pavuma is out of the series. I saw him training today. His hamstring fully strapped, and Zubair Hamza is coming to replace him. And we know that Ngidi hasn't played any cricket recently, and he was injured, and they haven't replaced Kutsia, who will be missing this test. So it's a very likely that we will see someone like Lungi Ngidi get an opportunity in this particular match. So I think that what's going to happen for this regards to this match is we will see Lungi Ngidi. I did see him out there in the middle. I mean, out there today. I didn't have a lot of time to actually watch him in action. I went to the nets to go record some net footage, as you would see on the channel. I updated it. We only got unlimited access, so I could only shoot from that angle. So I apologize to you guys, but I did try to get as much as I could from every single batter in the nets. So my summary ahead of this game is, I think day 1 and 2 is going to be the best days probably for batting. I think that the pitch will deteriorate a little bit and spinners will come into play, but I don't think it will deteriorate as much given the weather report as we might think. I think the majority of the sun that will be baking on the pitch will be on day 1 and 2, and the weather kind of cools down a little bit towards day 3, 4, 5. So for me personally, that's what I think will happen. With regards to the team lineup, for me, I think Kesh comes into the side, and that would be a change probably for Gerald Kutsia. And then we're going to be sitting with a situation where we have to decide what we're going to do with regards to the extra batter. Who comes in for Temba Bavuma? Do we go with 6 batters, go with the extra all-rounder in Vian Mulder? or do we go with the extra seamer in Lungingiri? What are the decisions that they're going to make regarding that? So we don't play. If we're going to go with a 7-4 split, we probably won't go with Lungingiri. If we're going to go with a 6-5, then we're probably going to see Ngidi come in for a batter, which is Temba Bavuma, if we're going to go with a seamers in the side. So a lot of decisions are going to need to be made to shuffle this team around. For me personally, I would have liked to see just a straight swap, a batter coming in for Temba Bavuma, and I would have liked to see Tristan Stubbs get an opportunity, perhaps in that 7th position. But then it does leave us a little bit light when it comes to the seaming department, with Gerald Kutsia out. So we're going to have to then, because we didn't pick Keshav Maharaj in the last test match. So there's going to be decisions made and needing to be made over there with regards to that. Okay, so let me get into some of your live chats to see what you guys have had to say before I get into the reaction to the press conference. Tushma says, my team 11 for New Zealand. Okay, that's for New Zealand. I'm not going to discuss New Zealand today. Gora says, spin-friendly pitch will help India more. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think they created a spin-friendly wicket. I think there is a lot of juice in this wicket for the seamers. Khalid tomorrow. Okay, I've given that already. Kani says Eddie Moore should be seen. Okay, I don't want to talk about New Zealand. Maharaj averages 55 with the ball in Cape Town. They might still go with an all-seam attack. That could be possible as well. Salam, bro. Ahmed says, salam, bro. Hope tomorrow we go with 7 batters, says Sam. And the 19 squad is also playing. Yes, they are. Hariba, do you think Stubbs will play in the place of Temba Bavuma? I mean, I would like to see a 7 batting attack, but I also don't want us to completely leave everything in the hands of our seam bowlers. Obviously, in the hands of Nandre Berger, who knows Newlands quite well, Marco Jansen and Kagiso Rabada, and then obviously Keshav Maharaj. Though it's going to be so difficult because do you cover all your bases? Because you can't really decide whether you're going to battle field first until you do the toss. So I think if you're bowling second, I think you'd like to probably bring in a spinner. If you're bowling first, then most likely you would like to, perhaps you'll try to utilize the pitch as best as possible and play all your seamers. So it's going to be an interesting one, what they're going to decide with regards to that. Sam says Mara should not come in tomorrow. Issa should stick with the seamers, bring back Lungi in place of Kutsia and Hamza in place of Bavuma, says Sam. LG Lungi is not fit for the test at this moment. Sam says, Khari, please do interactions with players and coaches during SA20. It's very difficult to get permission for that, guys. I will try my best to do so, but it is extremely difficult to get interviews and stuff like that from in SA20. Very, very difficult. We struggled last year to do it. We couldn't really get anything. We only got in the launch before and afterwards. It's very difficult because we don't get that permission from the BCCI or the people that are in charge of this tournament. Not the BCCI, but the people in charge of this tournament. Tomorrow, if South Africa win the toss, SA should bat first. I think so too. Spinners might come into play in day 4 and 5. Yep, but the problem is that the match won't last more than 3 days. Absolutely love to watch us decimate this Indian team, Siskani. I think this match will last a little longer. I think, given those conditions, I think the match will last a little bit longer. Patrick says I will play Stubbs, Maharaj, Mulder, and Gidi in place of Bavuma, KP, and Kutsia. Lawrence says day 1 and 2 will most probably be the best days for batting. Day 3 onwards, spin will come into play with the wicket breaking up. Yep. Even Mukesh can be available, says Pratik. Khalid, Stubbs or Hamza. I mean, from a fairness perspective, I would go with Stubbs because Stubbs was in the first test squad. Yeah. So it would be a little bit unfair to bring someone out from outside the squad in and straight into the test match. So that's one of the main reasons that I'll go with that. with that decision. Gorav says we should stick to 7-4 combination. Lawrence says, I don't think we're playing Giddy in a 7-4 split. That's going to be too much of a risk because of he goes down, we left with only three. So if he plays, it will most probably be in a 6-5 split. I agree with you over there. I said that a little bit earlier on the show. KP has been given enough chances now and should be replaced, in my opinion, says Pratik. Kani says Australia always plays with three seamers and spinners. We should also go with that template. Dex says Stubbs debut tomorrow. Stubbs and Aiden as two spinners, says Gorav. Clock says, does KP keep his place with Stubbs and Hamza in the squad, or does he play with the New Zealand tour in mind? I think they probably will give him another opportunity. Pratik says 7-4 split can go wrong in the sense of a bowler goes injured. It would be very difficult, as would have happened had India batted longer when Kutsia got injured. Ahmed says, thanks for the net session uploads, bro. You're welcome. Try my best. You reckon Mulder will get another go? It all depends on what split we play. Gonna be very interesting to see what they're going to do with regards to the team makeup. Dean Alga didn't want to reveal anything. I think if we got Coach Shukri, he would have probably told us his team. Um, how is Tony Rizorzi? Did he recover? He played he batted in the nets today. He was totally fine. He looked quite good in the nets. I did upload the footage on the channel. Um, so let's have a look at what Dean Alga had to say to get some a little bit more insight. I've read out some of your comments. Dean Alga's piece is quite a lengthy one, but I think it's worthwhile listening to. He had a lot of great things, I think, to say with regards to this to this match. Obviously, being his last Test match ever, guys. So yeah, let's have a listen.
Just keep for the mic there.
Dean, final test for South Africa. What are your emotions now going into this match?
Yeah, I see it as business as usual. I think emotions will only set in after this game. Massive test for us. Obviously, being our highlighted test match of the year, the New Year's test at Newlands. I mean, you don't get much bigger and better against really tough opposition. So yeah, I'm not too focused on what's going on behind the scenes with myself. It is what it is, and every player's that's retired before has gone through it. For me, it's another game where we really have to make a solid start, and yeah, we'll worry about the retirement afterwards.
Happy New Year first, and all the best for your last test match. I want to ask a specific question about batsmanship. When you're batting on pitches like Newlands or Super Sports Park, you tend to miss many balls as a batter. What you tell yourself when you have got such a phenomenal record in South Africa? What you tell as a batsman? Because in modern day cricket, hardly any batters are having that much of patience.
Uh, there's nothing you can do about it if you miss it. If you play and miss the ball or one nips past your bat, what can you do about it? You just have to forget about the next ball. That's most probably the most important ball that you can focus on is the next one coming your way. Yeah, it happens on wickets in South Africa.
I see you guys saying that the audio volume is low. I can try to fix this. Let me see if I can. Um, I don't know why that is the case. This is what we got sent. Hi, we got sent this by Cricket South Africa. So like, there's nothing really I can do with regards to that. Let me see what I can do with regards to the audio file. Um, Let me see if I can maybe share a player. If I can maybe share a. Let me know if also if you guys can hear this, because I don't know if you will be able to. Um, can you guys hear this? Please let me know. Can you guys hear this audio? Yeah. So unfortunately, guys, there's nothing I can do about the audio being so low. Um, okay, so I c- I can't even test. I can't even test that before the match. I mean, before the show, because um, I can only get that from you guys, the report back from you guys to see what's going to be happening with regards to that. So let me see if I don't know what I'm going to do now. Let me see if I can make a plan here while I'm live with you guys. This is a problem with sometimes with Cricket South Africa, and things that they give us is not always going to be high quality, etc. And also, it's on my side. It's also only playing through 1 year, so that is also a problem with regards to this. Let me see if I can do something quickly. I'm going to be making a little bit of a MacGyver over here to try and make this work. Let's see if I can utilize my skills to try and make this work. Um, because I'm going to have to just edit it while I'm live with you guys. So just stay tuned with me. Uh, South Africa's Dean. I mean, I was in the presser. I was in the presser, and he was very. I would have to say he made it very much about his himself. He didn't make it about himself. He made it about the team, and he made it a lot about the win. So, and the importance of a test victory. That was the main thing that we got from Dean Elgar in this press conference. I think that was something that I enjoyed, because you'd hope that the captain in his last test uh, is not going to make it necessarily all about himself and the fact that he's retiring and all of those type of things. A lot of questions were asked around that, um, to try and get him to speak about his to get him to speak about his retirement, etc. And he kind of kept it away from that. He kept it away from focusing on himself. He tried to stick to the team and the importance of this game. I mean, there is a quote that I can read out to you guys. I mean, it's the answer to the last question of the press conference that I asked, because I thought it was fitting to maybe talk to him a little bit about his memories that he's had. Um, the memories that he's had in cricket as the final question. But I mean, obviously, I knew that this wasn't going. This is a press conference. He's not going to be able to have the time and the effort to be able to speak for lengthy periods about all the memories that he's had and all the great memories um, that he's been able to have in this particular in his career. I mean, it's a 12-year career, so that is something that we just have to accept, kind of, that he moved away away from the actual memories, and he gave a nice answer at the end. So I'm trying to get this to you guys right now, um, so that I can. I mean, are you guys okay with the first audio? I mean, that's the best that I can really do with regards to getting the show on the road over here. Um, so there isn't really much. You can put the mic close to the. Who said you can put the mic close to the what? Put the audio on phone and then place the phone near the mic. It should work. That's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? For me to do that way. Do you want me? I can try to do it that way. Um, that's a bit like MacGyver. That's a proper MacGyver over there. Um, okay, let's try that. Um, let me see if I can do a quick change here. Never done that before. It's gonna be for quite a long time though. So let's see if I can do it through that way. It's not gonna be as coherent and easy for me to. Let me try to do it that way.
Just keep for the mic there.
Can you guys hear that?
What are your emotions now going into this?
It's too soft.
Yeah, I've seen his business.
Fix this. Give me some time to fix this. I will try my best to get this. It's busy doing its thing. Presser, if I can get it sorted out. Khalid, if Neil Brandt does well in New Zealand, will he be in the main Proteas roster? Aztecs. I really can't tell you what the coach will be thinking. That's something that I'm gonna have to obviously we're gonna have to see what happens with regards to the coach's mentality and what he's thinking ahead of this particular game. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what he says about that. Um, was great to see Bellingham pulling out of the SA20 draft to be picked for New Zealand tour. Not sure a lot of players will do that in current era. Chatil says Bellingham is one of a kind player in this era. I mean, who pulls out of the SA20 draft where he was sure to get picked to play test? What a player and what a decision. Guys, I think the best option for me right now, I'm not going to, this thing's not working for me. So I'm going to go, I'm going to read out some of the quotes from stories that have been posted about Dean Elgar. Some of the main pointers, and I'm not going to be able to give you all the quotes for today, but I can give you some of the main pointers of today of the quotes that were said. For my question at the end, I did ask Dean about his favorite memories, and his answer was this: I only play to win the game. I've said it in the past. I don't care about stats. I care about wins. I care about series wins. For me, that's the greatest memories that you can ever share with your team. Management, everyone that is influential role in the background. That's why I play cricket. Even in the domestic point of view, all I want to do is win. I don't care how I do. Obviously, you want to uphold your professionalism, the standards you have for yourself. You set your own standards. You still want to influence with the bat and ball. Till this day, I still have an influence with the bat to show the younger guys this is what I saw when I was in your shoes many years ago. For me, test wins and series wins, you don't top that. Maybe a World Cup win is up there. I never had that opportunity, but this is my World Cup. This is my arena where I want to win, and my mentality has always been that ever since I was a kid. Stats, some stats is something I look at maybe later when you're done, and you maybe ask questions or think maybe you could have been better here, and maybe you wouldn't have had experienced wins. For me, it's about ongoings in the changing room afterwards when you have a trophy in front of you, or you sharing a conversation or beer with your teammates. For me, there's a lot of learnings in that. For now, I just want to play bloody good cricket and influence the younger guys and show them that this is the style of cricket that South Africa have to adopt. And then hopefully they can have good memories and stories as what I do now. So that was one of the main takeaways. I think everybody probably ran with those quotes when it came to the 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 Alga press conference. Another major quote that I think stood out is he said, "I don't think you get a bigger accolade or bigger credit than to be asked to be captain. I did it in the past for a year and a half or whatever it was, and it has been the best learning experience for me as an individual, not just from a cricketing point of view, but off-field stuff. I give my 100% whether I'm playing or captaining, and I'm going to have that mentality going into this game. For me, it's about showing the right ways for the younger players, and hopefully that catches on. And that is a common trend that has been throughout his press conferences, that he's trying to leave an example for the younger guys. He also said that he wants to be able to show these guys the South African way and how South African cricket should be played. And that is also a very key factor that he mentioned in the press conference. So there's been a lot of emphasis on the younger guys and trying to leave a good example behind. So with regards to this match as well, what he had to say is also, we are in a fortunate position knowing that we can't lose the series, but drawing is maybe as big as a loss for us. It's a massive test for us, being our highlighted test of the year, the newest test at Newlands. They don't get much bigger and better against a really tough opposition. Playing in the New Year's test is big for guys, and they are going to have a lot of firsts. So we want them to just live in the moment, but be mindful of the opportunity of winning 2-0. Drawing the series is not something we are thinking about at all. He also said one thing people need to understand with regards to his retirement. He said, one thing I need to understand is that I made my decision long ago. A couple of months ago, I chose this to be my last series. Irrespective of what was happening behind the scenes, I made my bed and I'm sleeping in it quite nicely. So that also clears up the rumors with regards to Coach Shukri only speaking to him now about this. He obviously spoke to Dean Elgar, said he made up his mind quite a while ago with regards to his decision to retire. So that is another thing that I think is also very important that we need to take into account when it comes to this with his decision to retire. So I would have liked him to stay a little longer. I've already said this plenty of times. I think he would have been great in New Zealand. I think that more than anything, if he wanted to help youngsters and give youngsters an opportunity, more than ever, the New Zealand tour would have been the perfect opportunity for him to do that. Let me read some more comments before I get into the competition and to read out the names. Clark says the backlash from World Cricket has prompted CSA to put a statement out. That's awkward. Yeah, they put out a statement today with regards to the New Zealand tour to explain it. Did Dean confirm if he will be playing in county cricket, and will he still be playing for the Titans? He'll still be playing domestic cricket, and I'm pretty sure he'll still be playing county cricket. But I know he has confirmed that he will be playing domestic cricket. Dean will play four-day cricket still. Dean will continue to play for the Titans this next. Yes, he will. Matt92 says it's not the ICC, it's the IC3. Big three can play this amongst themselves since they have a bigger piece of the pie. More needs to be done for Test cricket. Chatil says at least Kawaja said what he'd do in the situation. Honestly, you see likes of other big three players talking bollocks without knowing context. Pratik says red on cricket info that Hamza is set to replace Pavuma, but that would be unfair for Stubbs, as already highlighted by Khalid. Gaurav says Cape Town wasn't spin friendly last time we played against India. Yeah, but the wicket is different now. There's a lot of different players. There's a new curator We've had a whole 4-day season on the wicket as well. I've watched spinners do well on this wicket. Bjorn Fortuin did excellently. Carl Simmons did well. George Linder did okay on this strip recently. So as the days do go along and as the pitch deteriorates, spinners do come into play. So we're gonna have to be mindful of that coming into this match. Okay, so it's time, competition time. It's now time for the announcement of who will be in the who will get the 4 tickets for the day one of the test match. We will be announcing it right here on the show. I've put all the names on a wheel, and I will be drawing to see who will be the winner for the first day of the test. So just waiting for it to load up on the screen. Everything's taking so slow now all of a sudden. And I don't know why. They didn't change it to spin friendly necessarily. I think it's just the nature of the weather. Macmillan says small test nations should be together and organize that magnificent 7 league and screw the big three. Rahul says, I think Stubbs will come in for Mulder, says Rahul. Ahmed says, Indian bowlers will hit the deck more. Our batsmen should be careful. Clock says, pity I couldn't enter because I'm in Joburg, but I was a Centurion. Loved it. Yeah, it is a big pity, bro. Okay, so let's see who has won the tickets for this particular test series. All the names are on the wheel, as you guys can see. Let's go. So Chris 289567 on Instagram, you have won the tickets for day one, 4 tickets for the first test on day one. I will be contacting you on social media to discuss how I'm going to be sending the tickets to you. So please be by your phone. Otherwise, I'm going to have to randomly pick another person that wins the tickets. Please respond to me because I want to send them out to you as quick as possible. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so guys, Khalid, possible for you to put yesterday's presser of Bedingham, please put it on the channel if possible. We didn't get a presser conference from Bedingham. We only got an audio file, unfortunately. We didn't get a video, and I'm surprised we didn't get a video for this press conference either. Otherwise, I would have been reacting to it live on the show today, but we didn't get the video for that either. If we do get it a little bit later, I will upload it, but we didn't get Beddingham's press conference in video format. So unfortunately, I can't share that with you guys. We did get an audio file, but we didn't get a video with regards to that. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, and please also subscribe to the channel. We are on the route to 5,000 subscribers. We're not far away, so please help us get there. We're really trying to grow as fast as possible to try and hit that next milestone. I would also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. So please go ahead and do so. We are busy with the SA20 edition. We will bring it out closer to the SA20, the starting date of the SA20. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being so patient with me and getting involved in the live chat. I'm sorry about the audio file that it wasn't very clear. I don't record them. We get sent to us by CSA. So I apologize for that. But I did highlight some of the main things that Dean Elgar did have to say in the press conference that really stood out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace out, everyone.